Boom! No day is complete without turtle flip-flops. Yeah. Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and I'm not exactly sure I'm going to title this video, but I've just got to give a bunch of updates in today's video. And the first one's going to be about the Raptor, and then the second one's obviously going to be about my job, which, again, not sure I'm going to title this video, but the first thing is on the Raptor. It is super, super sad, so moment of silence, guys. I have a chip in the wrap here, and wait for it, also a chip in the wrap here. And if you notice, this part of the wrap looks different than the other parts. It's because, ooh, it's super smooth. I put some ceramic coating stuff on that part of the wrap. I'm just testing it out on one part of the wrap that I obviously already have to replace this whole part. So since I have to replace that part of the wrap, I'm gonna see how the ceramic coating reacts with the wrap essentially. And if it does a good job and basically makes it so it keeps it cleaner and doesn't affect the wrap in a negative way, then I'm gonna use it on the rest of the wrap to hopefully keep the Raptor cleaner. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So let's pop inside. Oh boy, I should have probably gotten gas a while ago, so I guess that that's gonna be our first thing, is to go and get some gas, because we're probably gonna run out if I don't go and get it now. And yeah, let's go do that. So I was gonna put my camera somewhere here on the dash and do some filming, because I don't really want to film with my GoPro, because I have two nicer GoPros that I have in order that I will start using once those come in, since the audio quality on my GoPro isn't as nice. But I try to put my camera here and here and here and here and here, and there's nowhere to put my camera. So I guess that's like a downside to the Raptor, that I can't put my camera anywhere, because my Rebel, I was able to put my camera like right up here on the dash, but the Raptor, it just doesn't work because the camera always falls. So sorry. We've got a full tank of gas, 408 miles of range, and if you're standing up, I'd recommend you sit down. Yeah, that's right, $92. I would say lesson learned, don't wash your car Saturday afternoon at what, 12:39. Sorry, I won't focus on that, because yeah, you gotta sit in and wait for all this to happen, which is sad. Okay, so we are back now, and the Raptor looks so much better now that it's all clean. This tree always gets in the way. It's okay, I still love you, tree. But yeah, the Raptor looks so much better now that it's all clean. The most important part, and this is just a hint, is that I just needed to clean out this specific area on the truck. Just cause. I can't say why, but just cause. So now that it's clean enough, that's all that matters. And now let's get into the main part of the video, I guess. So I guess this is kind of like the awkward part of the video where I go over what happened. So if you guys didn't see the video I posted about a week ago roughly, I posted a video about me quitting my six-figure sales job, which in reality all it was me changing positions at the dealership to no longer be in management. And after changing positions, I didn't truly change positions. What I kind of found is I was still doing some of the stuff that I had been doing in the management position, and it only took me a couple days really to find that I still wasn't happy, if that makes sense. And it has nothing to do with the dealership or the environment or anything. It's purely on me as a person. I was continuing to split myself in these two different directions, right? The one direction is YouTube, and the other direction is the dealership. And since I was only giving 50% to one and 50% to the other, both of them, you know, YouTube was actually doing pretty well. The dealership definitely was starting to suffer because of my, I wouldn't say lack of productivity, but I would say lack of focus, if that makes sense. Because for you to really truly succeed at doing something, you have to come in with your mindset that you're going to achieve a lot, and you have to have all this focus and concentration. And it just wasn't there for me anymore, because all I was thinking about was, what video am I going to post next? You know, what am I going to make a video of? Just all that kind of stuff. I just kept thinking about all these stuff, you know, what brands am I going to be able to try to film with in the next few months, all that kind of stuff. And so after that developed, you know, over the course of a couple days, I kind of had this weird transition of events where I just stopped going into work, essentially. I would go in for a couple hours and then I just left. And then it kind of hit me. I'm like, well, what am I doing? What am I really trying to accomplish by doing this? And so then I took the next few days to just think things out and figure things out. And what I kind of determined the best route for me personally was just to you know, essentially not work at that job anymore. And again, it's completely on me. It's, you know, just my direction that I'm going with my life. Being able to actually do things on YouTube is a huge dream of mine, and the fact that I'm actually being able to actualize that dream is amazing. And I feel like not a lot of people get this opportunity, and I don't know if an opportunity like this is ever going to happen in my life again. And so now I just have this mentality that I just need to get up with it and just run. And if I fail, I fail, and if I don't, then great. And it's something that I love doing, and I think that I just need to pursue it to the furthest extent that I can, essentially. And so that's why working at a place, holding myself back, and, you know, in all actuality, holding that place back, because it doesn't matter, you know, what your job is. If you're not 100% just mentally there, you're holding the place back, because you're holding other people back, just all that kind of stuff. And if you look at things from an objective view, you can definitely see that. And so this change is going to be something that's super difficult for me, because it seems like it'd be so easy, right? Just make YouTube videos and all that kind of stuff. But now that I have all this more free time, you know, hopefully it gives me more time to actually think into things a little bit more, be a little bit more creative with my videos, obviously increase the volume of videos. So I actually will be able to post on my second channel for like the first time in, I think, over a month actually, which is such a long time. And it's crazy to think about that I just gave up on that project. But I mean, that's what happens, right? I gave up on this channel, you know, about more than a year ago now. I think it's been about a year and a half roughly. I gave up on this channel. I posted videos, I said this is stupid, and then I just gave up on it. And now I came back, picked it back up, and I mean, it's where it's at now. And I feel like the second channel is the same thing. I dropped it off for a little bit, but I'm going to pick it back up and start running with that again. And I'm sure it's going to turn out to be something amazing. But yeah, I mean, I guess that's my update for you guys, is I have decided to fully commit to doing YouTube full time. And yes, it's a big risk, albeit not necessarily financially. It's just more of a risk in the sense that everything is on me now, and I don't have a plan B anymore. And I think that's super exciting, and I think that's super special, because if you have a plan B, if you have a fallback, then you aren't 100% into what you're doing, and you'll never know your true limits. Whereas if it's plan A and all you have is plan A, and it's super risky, I get that, right? The mentality nowadays is to diversify yourself, all that kind of stuff. But at the same time, there's something to be said for going into something completely and having no fallback, taking all the risks. And if you fail, you fail, and it sucks. And you might lose stuff financially. You might lose friends, all that kind of stuff. You know, just there's so many things that could happen. But at the same time, if it's something that you love, and if it's taking you in a direction that is changing who you are and making you into a better person, then it's definitely worth it. And on the other side, on the bright side, there is that chance that you succeed and it completely changes your life in such a positive manner, obviously from a financial standpoint, but then also from every other standpoint in your life, with family, with friends, with business partners, with all that kind of stuff, just every aspect of your life. And that's why I'm taking this risk, is because I need to take that risk for the opportunity that it is going to bring me. And if anything else, it's going to be a learning experience for me. And, you know, 50, 60 years from now, when I look back, well, 60 years is a long time. I think I'll live to at least 80, guys. 50, 60 years from now, when I look back on this decision, I know that I'm going to not have any regrets with the decision, because I'm going to do what felt right in my heart. And I'm not going to look back and say, what if I took that risk? Because instead it's going to be, I'm going to look back and I'm going to go, even if I failed, I'm going to look back and go, at least I took that risk, because if I never did, then I would have never known. And I mean, that's really what life's all about, is just taking the big risks, dealing with the consequences after, both positive, because consequences is neutral, right? Consequences can be positive or they can be negative. They're neutral. So just dealing with the consequences after, and you know, whatever happens, happens for a reason. And so you just gotta go with it. Oh, and in other less important news, I got my plates in, finally. And I'm thinking about doing custom plates this time, so I still think I'm going to do the skier for Utah, because I think that one looks the best out of all the plates that Utah offers currently. But I want you guys to leave in the comment section below what you think I should do if I decided to do custom plates on the Raptor. I do have an idea for a plate cover that goes around the plate, but I want you guys to tell me what you want me to do for the actual plate itself. That is going to sum things up for today's video. And by the way, if you aren't subscribed to my second channel, just help me out on that. So in the description below, it's the Ben Hardy Show. I'll just include a link to the second channel. Please go subscribe. Obviously, if you're stopping for the first time, subscribe to the main channel here. And yeah, I'll see all of you in that next video.